This should be. We are.
Uh,
We are live, man. Good afternoon. How we doing? You're back on World of Sports. I am Chadwick George, your host, and I'm here with my co-host Gabe Fowler. How we doing today?
what's going on, everybody? Doing good. Ready to talk some sports?
I feel you, man. We're gonna jump right back. We're gonna jump right in after a little technical difficulties.
Yeah, we figured
All
it
right.
out, though.
We're gonna be talking about NFL. We're gonna talk a little about the March Madness. This is our little announcement at the end. We're gonna make another announcement just to make sure. But let's go and dive right in. Obviously, we had a lot of transactions come through this weekend.
Right.
A lot of big ones at that, like that
Yeah.
shook the league. We're going to start and jump into our first one. Odell Beckham went to the Giants. Let me get your opinion on that, man.
Man, because I knew that they were talking about getting rid of, or talking about whether they wanted to get rid of Odell or not, and it kind of seemed like it died off as soon as it happened, and then out of nowhere, I just hear Odell going to the Browns, and I was like, I mean, it's crazy. I think what Baker Mayfield already started doing was just a taste of what could happen. So then seeing that and seeing him with Jarvis Landry, I mean, to be able to play with the guy you're with in high school and in college. So I mean, I think that's just giving Baker more ammunition. I mean, I think the Browns are going to be on a come up, and I think honestly, this puts them easily the leaders of the division. I mean, with the Steelers going downhill, even I mean, just to this day, I mean, they just keep going down, and then the Ravens losing so many people. I mean, they gained a little bit, but as far as on the defensive side, they lost so many people. So I think the Browns, I mean, they're just flipping the whole script with all the bad press they're getting for all these years. So it's crazy. I mean, I wasn't ready for it, honestly.
So I totally agree with you. It was a big shakeup, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it shook me. It took me by surprise that the Giants traded their best player, arguably their best player, right behind Saquon Barkley on their team because I don't think they're going to get a quarterback no more. And if they do, I don't want them to get Dwayne Haskins because I think they might. No, because they don't have anyone over there. Like, what are they going to do?
Right.
Honestly, it's just a simple fact to Saquon literally is going to have to run the ball 30 times, and I feel like they're gonna wear him out.
Right.
And he's probably going to be done out the league in 7-8 years because they're going to wear him out and he's going to be running the ball so much. Now, that was a dumb trade by the Giants. It was very dumb. It was very idiotic. I don't see where they're going. What's their plan? They let go Snack Harrison. They let go Landon Collins. So I'm just kind of confused what direction they're trying to go in. Yes, you can rebuild, but you got to have pieces still in place though. And Saquon Barkley is not that you got to have more than one piece. Odell was young, and you just have Saquon there. I don't know what their direction is right now.
Right.
But as far as the Browns, I like the trade. I love it, actually. I think it was a great trade. I think it was a very great trade. I think they got another wide receiver. They got an actual number one. Jarvis Landry's a number one, but he's better as a number two. Odell's a number one wide receiver. He's a top 5 wide receiver when he's playing. They didn't lose that much. They lost Jabril Peppers. Who cares? They lost, and then they lost a number 1 and a number 3, which they really didn't need this year anyway. I think their offense is going to be high-powered this year. Nick Chubb is going to be – he's going to be the second. He's going to be the feature back until Kareem Hunt comes back.
Oh, yeah. See, that's going to be
dual-back system.
That's going to be something.
That's going to be tough right there. It's going to be that's going to be that's going to be great to see. And then you go into – as far as their defense, that's where my worries are. They don't have linebackers right now. Their linebackers are very, mediocre. They need to go get a cornerback, too. Denzel Ward is over there, but – they need to work on their cornerbacks. I will say, during free agency, they worked on their defensive line by getting Sheldon Richardson or Olivier Vernon. So that was 2 good pickups also. I think the Browns are flipping script. I don't want to sit here and say that they're going to win the AFC North. Yes, they have the team to win the AFC North, but I don't know yet. I'm not going to count out the Steelers. I'm not going to count out the Ravens. Nope. I'm not going to count out the Steelers yet.
You keep them around? Even with Antonio gone and Big Ben, I mean, I don't know, where he's at now mentally with all this going on and stuff, and how the team's feeling about it. But I mean, you really think after Antonio Brown, they still got it?
Yeah, it's just that organization knows how to build off of things, and they play next man up football. So
yeah,
I just can't count them out yet. And during the season, I'll see. That's when I'll count them out. When I see that they're like already hurt and they're not doing anything.
But even really quick, just going back to Odell and the Giants, do you think that like the drama that he caused was really worth like getting rid of him? Like, if you had a player that like had that kind of drama, would you get rid of him? That was the only argument that I saw, was just that he was causing drama. And to me, I mean, you know, there's some players are passionate, others are, you know, drama queens, depending on who you're talking to or who you're talking about. So,
well, here's what I'll say. What people don't really realize. Well, I'll give you a little backstory about it. Terrell Owens is my favorite wide receiver. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Right. Obviously, people call Terrell Owens a team killer and a drama queen. But then you go to Randy Moss, who doesn't get that same effort. They just say he was passionate about football, but he was more of a drama queen than Terrell Owens most of the times. And he actually was more lazier than them. There's a difference between being passionate and being lazy and being the drama queen. I don't think T.O. was a drama queen most of the time. Sometimes he was. I think he was just passionate about football. Now, when it comes to Odell, he can be a distraction sometimes, but he's a passionate person about football. That is a sport that he loves, so he makes sure that he's passionate about it every single day. So that's what he does. He makes sure that he's passionate about that. So when it comes to people saying that he's a drama queen and stuff, I don't really agree with that. Because if that's the case, Big Ben's a drama queen. Tom Brady's a drama queen. Peyton Manning was for a little while. Like, all these quarterbacks are drama queens then, if that's the case. You notice that they only do that with certain people. They call Cam Newton a drama queen. They got on Cam Newton because he walked out without shaking anybody's hands. But when Tom Brady did that, he's an ultimate competitor. He wouldn't want to shake anyone's hands. Like, no, that's not the case. They're not drama queens. They're just passionate. No one wants to lose. No one wants to keep losing, and that's what Odell. He's passionate about football. So no, I wouldn't have traded him just because he had controversy around him. He's obviously a great player, and honestly, I blame it on coaching. I blame it on management. They just didn't know how to coach him. Like, you got to let people be them, but you also got to know how to coach them also.
Right. And then like even with Antonio Brown, like, how do you feel about that situation? Like, I mean, to me, I feel like he was, I mean, kind of like Odell. I mean, he obviously raised more destruction or whatever within the team or whatever. I mean, obviously because of Big Ben, like, you know, not having his back and stuff. But I mean, how do you feel about like the way he handled it though? Because to me, like, I feel like where he handled it wrong was he just kept talking about the issue. Like, I mean, it seemed like, okay, you got your point across. You know, Big Ben has his side of things, and he's acting like an owner or whatever the case may be. But I feel like he kept talking about it like over and over again, and then he went on the shop and stuff like that, talking about it, and it just seemed like he kind of just pressed the issue more than he had to. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was on his side, and then he kind of just went farther with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. On Antonio Brown's part, see, I think with Antonio Brown, he talks too much sometimes. He talks too much sometimes to the point where like you don't even need to talk no more. Just let it just ride. Like, people are on your side, and like really, like, you kind of started turning people against you. Because I was on the side, and Big Ben, I think he's a drama queen. I think he's one of the biggest drama queens in the league, and I'm not a big fan of his. But what I will say is that he doesn't do that much talking like Antonio Brown. But those two clash. They clash heads because all they do is talk, and they talk. It's like sneak this. It's like two teenage high school girls. And when they gossip about each other when they're not around each other. That's literally how it is. So what I would say is that they gossip so much to the point where, like, you can't really tell that, like, who's telling the truth or who's lying and stuff like that. So I think with Antonio Brown's situation, he had to go. But I don't know how he's going to do with the Raiders because the Raiders are bad.
Right.
But anything else on that subject, though, on that topic?
No, I mean, I think, you know, we're just gonna see how it goes. I mean, I think, like I said, I got big hopes for Baker. I mean, I'm a Chargers fan, but I mean, I'm a Baker Mayfield fan. Like, I'm one of those, you know, how LeBron or how people are with LeBron. I'm like that with Baker. Like, whatever team he goes to, if he, you know, ends up anywhere else, I'm following him. So, I mean, I've always liked him, even at Oklahoma. So it'll be interesting, like, just how that team puts it all together and stuff, and how they kind of move forward. So, And then with Antonio, I mean, we'll just see how, like you said, like the Raiders mean, they're the Raiders. So
yeah, exactly. They're the Raiders.
that's pretty much it for me. Yeah.
Come on now.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
But let's move on to our next topic, though. So we had another big signing that we had was Le'Veon Bell to the Jets.
Yeah.
You like it?
I mean, because what did he sign for? Did he sign for just like 14 million or something like that?
No, he signed for hold on. He got like 31 guaranteed. I'm gonna
right. But it was and it was for I don't remember how many years or whatever, but I know it wasn't like much than what I guess he thought he was gonna get or something. But I mean, him on the Jets, I mean, I think it's good for the Jets. I mean, I don't know how much it's gonna really do for them just yet. I'm not really sure about Sam Darnold just yet. I mean, he didn't really show me much, at least in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I think every team needs a good running back. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I like the signing. I think it gives Darnold the weapons to play around. I mean, to actually grow and everything. They need more wide receivers, but this is gonna take pressure off him. Right. So I actually like the signing a lot. I think this is going to help him be a better person, be a better player. So as far as that goes, I just like the signing. They need to work on their wide receivers though. So and Darnold needs to develop still too. But I think this takes the pressure off. This gives him time to throw and all that, and it can be more versatile with the offense. So as far as the signing, I like it. He got less money obviously, but I think this is a team he wants to be on.
Right. So while we're talking about that whole QB class, let's go over to Arizona real quick. And how do you feel about them possibly getting Kyler Murray, because they just got Josh Rosen, and now they're considering possibly getting Kyler Murray. So, I mean, how do you feel about that?
As
far as Josh Rosen and everything, because I don't know.
So what I'm going to say about that is that Kyler Murray, I'm not too big on Kyler Murray, I'm going to be completely honest.
That's fair.
And I'm not too big on Josh Rosen. I think he's actually very bad. So I do think they need another quarterback. I would have went a different route, but this might be the best thing to do is to get Kyler Murray. Like I said, I'm not too big on him. I think they wasted a pick on Josh Rosen last year. They could have went to somebody else. But this is what they did. That's what they did. So they had to trade somebody for Josh Rosen. But Kyler Murray has showed that he's capable to be playing quarterback. And he showed that he has the arm strength to play quarterback. So I like it. I definitely do like it. But I'm just not too big on him yet. I got to see more from him. But what about you?
I mean, I'm so it's weird because of Baker, I ended up just kind of following Oklahoma right after he left and stuff. And I like Kyler. I mean, obviously he's short, and I mean, sometimes his throws are kind of just throw it up there. But I mean, as far as his feet and just able to make plays, just unscripted. I mean, I think he's good as far as that goes. I mean, I think obviously the only downside to his game to me is just the height. I mean, I think everything else, he can do, and I mean, it'll be interesting to see how he does. College versus NFL, or in NFL versus college. But I mean, I think with Kingsbury, because he's coached quarterbacks like that. So I mean, I it'll be interesting to see if
for sure. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting. I'm still I'm just still on the waters about it with him. With them picking Kyler Murray. I'm not a big fan, but he might be good. But while we're talking about the draft, where do you think Nick Bosa is going to go?
Nick Bosa? I mean, I think he'll definitely be, I think, top 3. Honestly, I mean, I don't see him dropping past that. I mean, there's a lot of teams that need, a good pass rusher and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't see him dropping too far down at all. What about you?
I think he's gonna go 2 or 3. They said the Jets might get him now because they did get Dee Ford.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Somebody got I forgot who had second pick. I don't remember who had second pick, but they got Dee Ford though, and I can't remember right now. But the Jets might get Nick Bosa though. So if he was going to go, he's either going to go second or third. I wouldn't pass up on him. He's a generational player, I feel like, and he definitely can be just like his brother, if not better. So I would definitely stay with him. But we're going to go back to the trades, though. Nick Foles to the Jaguars. You like that?
I mean, I like Nick Foles. I mean, I think the Jaguars need to do something. I mean, I think, Blake Bortles wasn't cutting it. And I mean, as far as waiting for the draft to get a quarterback, I mean, I think, there's not really much I've seen. I mean, there's a few guys that they could have probably grabbed, but I mean, I think Nick Foles is a good, solid quarterback, at least for, the 2 years, 3 years, whatever they can get out of him until, something else comes along. But I mean, I like it. I mean, I think him and if Leonard Fournette can stay around and stuff and stay healthy, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see, especially having a quarterback that's like, been in,
capable.
High stakes game. Yeah, been in high stakes games. He knows what it is. So, I mean, I think it's a good pickup.
I like the pickup. All they need is, I think they're a quarterback away from going to conference champion Super Bowl. They went to the conference championship with Blake Bortles, who's really incompetent. And Nick Foles can throw the ball. He can game manage. He can do what you need to get done. My problem with them is Leonard Fournette can't stay healthy.
Right.
LSU ran him down. They ran him down to the point where he's always injured now. So I'm just very weary about him right now. So they might need to go get another running back. But that Nick Foles sign, I love it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think so.
So I mean, I don't really have anything too much to say about that one because I like the signing. I'm gonna go to more signings that I really like am kind of iffy about. And actually, there's not that many. I'm gonna go to Landon Collins to the Redskins. What you feel about that?
I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's solid. What about you?
I like the signing. I think the signing was actually very good. I think that gives them another safety. I don't know why he picked the Redskins. I feel like he I feel like he could have picked someone else. But that's who he picked, and that's just is what it is on that point. But I think it was a good signing. I'm not a big fan of him wearing 21, which was Sean Taylor's number.
Yeah, I don't. Is he actually wearing the number now, or
he's actually wearing it?
Oh, he is. Yeah. See, I would just go ahead and put that jersey away. I don't know about that. I mean, I get you're paying your respects, but I would just go ahead and leave it alone.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that shit at all.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. I do like, here's my favorite two signings, though. Earl Thomas and Mark Ingram went to the Ravens. Those were good signings. Yeah. Earl Thomas obviously is coming off that broken leg injury, but when he was playing still, you obviously see that he deserved the money.
Right.
Obviously. And then you had my boy Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram was coming off the low 4-game suspension, but he still can play, though. Right. I think this gives the defense that's already stacked, honestly, more of a reason to play and more of a reason to get after the ball. They get a ball hawk, and in the offense, they actually get a consistent running back that they can actually use every single week. That can actually get a feature back there instead of Alex Collins, who's not there anymore because he was injured all the time. I like these signings, but what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with losing Terrell Suggs, a few other guys. I mean, I feel like that's a good way to replace that kind of production and stuff like that, and just having that running back that every team needs, and Lamar Jackson's only getting better, so I think honestly, Lamar Jackson was the best quarterback to come out of that draft. I mean, I don't see why he wasn't drafted somewhere else. I don't know what he needed to make the switch to wide receiver and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't see any of that. I mean, he had just as good, if not better, numbers than a lot of those guys. So I think having Mark Ingram there to help him out, I mean, it's a good good pickup, good call. So we'll see how that looks.
Yeah. So and then I think, like I said, that it's a good pickup. They still got Jim Harbaugh there too. So John.
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 Because Jim's Michigan.
Jim's in Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Whatever. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, like I said, trash. So we're gonna go to The other two big signings, because we got like two more left. We got C.J. Mosley to the Jets. I like this one a lot. The Jets added another linebacker. They're adding that team. They're building that team up with Pro Bowlers. That's what they're doing. They're building a team with all Pro players and Pro Bowlers. Right. C.J. Mosley is one of the best linebackers in the game. He's the top 4, top 5 middle linebacker behind Bobby Wagner and Luke Kuechly. I mean, that's a good pickup. That's a great pickup right there. And then I just feel like that's helping their defense, and their defense is already stacked. You like it or you know?
No, I mean, there's like I said, there basically, I mean, just building up your defense is never a bad call. So I mean, I don't have any problem with that. I mean, I think that's where people sometimes forget. They start getting all these exciting offensive guys, and they forget about the defense sometimes. So I mean, I think when you can get a guy like that, I mean, there's never anything wrong with that. So no problems with that.
Exactly. So the next one is Tyrann Mathieu to the Chiefs. That actually might have been my favorite one.
That's crazy.
Only reason why is because that defense is very weak.
Yeah.
And they need help over there. It's not going to change the defense, but it gives them help, and it gives them a building point over there, especially in their weak secondary. So I like this signing a lot. I think it's going to be beneficial for them a lot too. I think it was a good signing for him. They already have a high-power offense. They just need to work on that defense. I wish they would have signed more people to the defense, but they didn't. But they got a big signing though, so that's the good thing about it.
Yeah, because I mean, when they played the Patriots, man, they couldn't stop any. I mean, it just seemed like they were just getting first downs like it was nothing. When they played in the championship game, it was just ugly. So, I mean, I think they obviously need help. So, I mean, because I was watching that game and I was mad. They weren't stopping anybody. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Good, yeah.
And then, so this is the one I do want to talk about. Ryan Fitzpatrick went to the Miami Dolphins.
Man.
This Miami Dolphins organization has always been messing up things. And this is another one right here.
After that Cutler thing, man. I don't know.
Yeah. So what they did was essentially they dropped a younger Ryan Fitzpatrick to get the actual Ryan Fitzpatrick. They dropped Ryan Tannehill and traded him, which I don't understand why. He's like 27. Okay, I understand he gets injured, but he actually can develop a little bit more rather than you getting a 36, 35-year-old quarterback who gives you 3 to 4 good games.
Right.
And then after that, he falls off a cliff. That's terrible. It was a terrible pickup by them. Yeah, I don't know what direction they're going in. I don't know who they're going to pick a quarterback. I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback because he can't be your future because he's going to retire in a couple of years. He's a journeyman. Journeymen don't last long. Like they're not that good quarterbacks. I just didn't like that signing at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain quarterbacks and certain, I don't know, like moves at the quarterback position that I'm just kind of like, why? Like you said, like these journeymen, these guys that are just picking up and like aren't doing well. And a lot of these different teams that they're going on, or they're just kind of just backups or whatever for the rest of their career. And it's just like, and then I always, of course, go back to like Kaepernick and stuff. It's like, man, because even when who did the Raiders sign? That was crazy. Or somebody signed Mark Sanchez, and I was like, how did they go about deciding to get Mark Sanchez versus a Colin Kaepernick or somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's just certain guys that just, I don't know why you waste your time getting. I mean, at that point, I would just wait for the draft and, get a young guy fresh out of college versus just picking up some, older guy just because he has some experience, but it's not really good experience for the most part. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick had his moment, his little crazy moment, whatever. But other than that, I don't think so. So, I don't know. Just kind of getting whoever.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that though, that's very much all the big transactions in the NFL.
Oh, what about Deshaun Jackson going back to
to the Eagles? I like that. They got a fast wide receiver and they got a better wide receiver, obviously. Somebody that's consistent and stuff. I like that pickup. Yeah. Of course, compared with Carson Wentz, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that's always good. I mean, for him to go back, and I'm sure that the fans, of course, love it. So
yeah, for sure.
They have to be fired up over there. Yeah.
That's why I said it's going to be bombs galore if they can get him open and if Carson Wentz can stay healthy.
Yeah. That's true.
But Honestly, it's a short show today because it's only transactions is the off season. But we're just going to make our announcement one more time. Gabe, you want to take the honors this time?
I mean, you can go ahead and take it, because I'm still kind of choppy on all the details. So honestly, you just tell all of us right now. Yeah.
Right. Like I said, we are pairing with Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Me and Gabe will be pairing. It's a $200 grand prize. It's free to entry. All you have to do is subscribe to our pages. Literally, that's all you have to do. The links will be below and everything. Just have some fun. It's a bracket challenge. It's free. It's $200 if you win. If you just have the best bracket, like we'll be competing with you guys. Let's just have some fun. Get them in before Thursday. We'll be back next week. Probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. That way we're there, and it'll be a longer show because we have more stuff to talk about, and it's closer to the draft too. We're gonna have some fun though next week. We had some fun this week. We're gonna keep it going though, guys. Y'all guys be blessed. Anything else from you, Gabe? Any closing thoughts?
No, pretty much. I mean, look, y'all. I mean, like he said, it's free. You get a chance to get $200. I've never heard of a bracket like that, so I'm excited about it and see all the people that come out and put their brackets in. I mean, this is probably once in a lifetime kind of thing because I never heard of anything like that. So I mean, I think it's a good idea for us to do. I'm excited about it, and hope y'all will stick around and get involved.
For sure. Everybody be blessed. Have a good one. You heard it from Chad. You heard it from Gabe. We out of this.